the one view we had of it looked like Blaney was a little loose going in before contact was made. So.
But Dave Blaney, the 07, he's still on the lead lap, so they're trying to repair that car. He's back on pit road to maybe try to salvage a top 20 finish out of this with 23 cars on the lead lap.
Okay, halfway down the back.
I'd say that probably the track bar is jammed up against the rear end house. This make that thing pretty hard to drive, I'd say.
So with Blaney, if he's able to stay on the lead lap, that'll be 23 cars with 28 laps to go that are still on the lead lap. Not sure if Blaney's going to make it out in time. Dodge started the day with the first 3 positions. They have 3 of the front 4. Casey Mears, Greg Biffle's Ford, then McMurray and Marlin in Dodges, Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson in Chevrolets, Kurt Busch's Ford, Rusty Wallace's Dodge, Michael Waltrip, Ricky Rudd, your top 10.
A lot of Dodges up in the top 8. We get the 1 to go signal. Dave Blaney leaves pit road. He will stay on the lead lap, so we'll have 27 laps to go here in Texas.
This could be a Texas shootout.
Has all the makings of that.
As we said at the top of the day, it's a big rubber band race. Field strings out, caution comes out, they snap back together. And chances are, at the end of the race, much like Atlanta, somebody will be side by side with somebody else with a checkered flag. That's what keeps them here with 27 laps to go.
I know Greg Biffle was upset when he didn't win that Atlanta race. Carl Edwards won it, and he finished up 3rd. I think he'd be really, really upset if he didn't win this race today, because he has had the dominant car from the get-go.
And he had one of the cars to beat at Bristol. They made the decision to stay out on old tires, and he ended up falling out of the top 5 there.
It looks like Biffle is going to take a pretty big bite out of Jimmy Johnson's point lead, which was 160 coming into this race, as we get set for the restart, which will come with 26 laps to go.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, the 48, he has not led a lap today to get those 5 points. Can't spin those tires on this restart, especially those little older tires.
Green flag.
Casey Mears gets a pretty good restart, but Greg Biffle keeps tempo with him right here.
Yeah, this is going to be exactly what Biffle needed. Nobody on the inside.
And Biffle ran up to him into the middle of 1 and 2, but Casey Mears, the 41, got a good run off the corner.
I think got a little too close, and he couldn't get back to the throttle when he needed to.
Where Biffle is best is coming off turn number 2.
He's just going to be real good off the corner with those new tires.
Oh, look at this battle right here. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 8, Jimmy Johnson in the 48, Kurt Busch in the 97. This is a battle for 6.
And 2 lap cars right in front of them, Mike Wallace, Kenny Schrader.
Greg Biffle, he has his hands full of Jamie McMurray right now in the 42 car. His car got loose down in 1 and 2, allowed Casey Mears in the 41 really to stretch it out.
Kurt Busch is off the pace down the back.
Darrell, his car got bound up coming off 2. He climbed the hill, had to get out of the throttle, and it cost him 2 spots.
It cost him a ton of momentum. I thought something was wrong with it.
Somebody hit the wall coming out of 4. It was Kyle Busch, but he keeps going.
There's quite a bit of right side. He already had damage, got quite a bit more.
For the lead.
On the left-hand side of our screen right there, Greg Biffle turned to the bottom, got a good run off, too. They're side by side into turn 3.
4 tires versus 2 tires. Advantage, Biffle.
All clear.
And just remember, Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, Casey Mears' teammate, he elected to go with 4 tires. Donnie Wingo, his crew chief.
So he may have a chance at Biffle as this unfolds. But first, he has to deal with his teammate.
That's the biggest thing right now. His obstacle would be his teammate, Casey Mears. It depends on how long he has to wrestle with him.
Biffle's had the only car I've seen all day long that can just turn it to the bottom off of 2 and hold it wide open. He makes so much time off of that turn.
Carl Edwards almost hit the wall exiting 2. But blowed her up. Watch the 99, the green and white car.
I think there's about 10 or 15 of them that almost hit the wall off of turn 2. Yeah, he's way up there in the loose stuff.
See the battle heating up for second place between those 2 Ganassi cars, Casey Mears in the 41, Jamie McMurray in the 42. 2 tires versus 4.
Darrell, it's time for somebody to yell at somebody because those two teammates can't waste a whole lot of time racing each other.
No, right now, though, they're kind of, they can't do anything with Biffle, and they're pretty comfortable over the fourth-place car of a teammate, Sterling Marlin. So, only thing they can hope of is something maybe happens to Biffle in these last few laps.
And, Darrell, if there's a car that going with just 2 right-side tires benefited, I think it was Sterling Marlin in the 40 car. He has quite a lead over Jimmy Johnson back in the 5th place. Remember, going with 2 tires, they gained 11 positions on the racetrack. That had been hard to have done even with 4 tires.
Well, they put him up in leading the race at Martinsville last week, so they've got a little experience doing that, and it's paying off for them.
Elliott Sadler, last year's winner. Mark Martin, this is 12th place.
This is definitely, though, for the 38 car, Elliott Sadler, I think a comeback of the day, because I go back about 150, 200 laps ago, he was about to go a lap down to our leader, Greg Biffle.
What I like about the 38 crowd, Larry, they rebuilt that car one time on a pit stop. They had the back end jacked up, the left side jacked up. They were changing everything they could change.
We've been talking about our points leader, Jimmy Johnson, in the 48 car back in 5th. That time, he had the fastest lap. 19 laps to go.
Whoa, the 41 got loose off of 2 that time. Here comes McMurray down the back.
And Jamie McMurray moves into 2nd place, but he's about 1.3 seconds behind a fast disappearing Greg Biffle.
All around. Hit your marks there. 18 to go. 18.
It's like the old retro Texas Oil Company paint scheme there for McMurray.
I like that big
doing the job.
I like that star on the hood, especially when you're in Texas. Baby, you can drive my car. You are in the state of the star.
We just talked about Jimmy Johnson a while ago in that 48 car, how fast his lap times are right now. He has really reeled in Sterling Marlin. Look how much faster through the middle of the corner he is. He's going to catch Sterling Marlin. This is a battle for 4th, 18 to go.
Oh, boy. Jamie McMurray about a 10th quicker that lap.
But he has over a second to chop off Greg Biffle right now in the 16 car, our leader. Sterling Marlin looked like in the 40 car maybe just somewhat moved over. He saw how quick that Lowe's car caught him, Jimmy Johnson.
No pressure from behind for the 40 car. Just let him go.
That 48 team reminds me so much of Matt Kenseth and Robbie Reiser the year they won the Cup championship. Days that started out bad, turning out good. They've been making a lot of chicken salad.
I mean, Mike, they are going for something that's almost impossible to even think about. 13 consecutive top 10 finishes, going all the way back to Lowe's Motor Speedway last October.
And how many of those days at one time in the race were they running 30th or worse?
Last week, this week.
Yeah, turn them around.
This will be speeds at the line in miles per hour. So far, Greg Biffle, our leader, with the fastest time.
Oh, yeah. Say bye-bye to the Bipster.
There you see, though, Jimmy Johnson, 48 car, 2nd quickest.
I tell you, that 16 car just impresses the heck out of me. The way he can cut that thing to the bottom, and he never lifts. Right around the bottom, and away she goes.
Again, just to update our fans that are joining us late, Greg Biffle, the 16 car, who's our leader. This is a backup car. Had a practice crash yesterday morning. Had to start dead last on the field.
I was just looking at Mark Martin's car when it went by here. He's been in the fence. Right side of his car has got some damage on it.
That's Jeff Burton alongside for 12th place, and Harvick coming.
I think Mark's got, I don't know when he hit the fence. I didn't see that, but I noticed the right side going by. He's got a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's lost 2 positions in this lap. This is a battle with teammates. Matt Kenseth in the 17, Carl Edwards in the 99. This is a battle for 20th. These are a couple of the last cars on the lead lap right now.
Biffle has opened it up to 2.2 seconds on Jamie McMurray.
Just to let you know, it hadn't been a problem yet, but it's bobbling a little bit because of fuel pressure, and it's been vapor looking a little bit on the restarts, but never in the middle of the run before. Bouncing between 6 and 9.
fuel pressure woes for Biffle, we'll see.
Boy, this right here is a race now. Dale Jr. squeezed in between the lap car and Michael, and they just about come together, and Kurt Busch sitting there watching them.
6th place here. Still side by side.
Coming up on some lap traffic here. That's going to play into this little party.
We've got battles all over the place as we've got 11 laps to go. You see Mark Martin in the 6th, Jeff Gordon on the 24. That's a battle for 16th between those guys.
Michael Rendell Jr. up the hill just enough, and Jeff Gordon gets pinned in behind Mark Martin. Mark's got a lot of damage to the right side. These two guys are going at it. I don't know if they're having fun or not, but I guess that's